My name's Reko Rennie. I'm an Aboriginal artist based here in Melbourne. I grew up in Melbourne. I started originally doing graffiti and street art and then have now combined those experiences as a teenager to reflect my own identity through spray paint and stencil iconography. I was asked to be a part of refurbishing or redesigning a kind of branding, I suppose, for 3CR Community Radio. Now, it's been around for nearly 34 years, so and it has a long history of being the voice of activism, rights for many minority groups, and including Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. So I was really honoured to be a part of creating some kind of imagery that's associated to the station, but also the local community of Fitzroy and Collingwood. Before we could start working on designs, there was 3 artists involved, myself, Bindi Cole and Tom Civil, and basically we ran a series of community consultations, a whole lot of little meetings with different communities involved with the station and externally, and listened to what they wanted to see represent the radio station, but also the wider community. We decided on a diagonal kind of pattern to move up into some other imagery, and I put a huge figure of like this lone Aboriginal warrior pointing to the local community, the history of Fitzroy, Collingwood and Abbotsford, and that area, that urban area that was one of the first areas to have an Aboriginal population, and setting up of important facilities such as the Aboriginal housing, health and legal aid.
So we really wanted to represent community and diversity and also protest and a history of struggle. So you can see that there's a mass protest up there of all sorts of different people, all sorts of different colours, lots of whom are hanging onto placards. So I think a highlight for a lot of people of the wall is Reko Rennie's fantastic stencil art of an Aboriginal man wielding a spear. A lot of people were very pleased that the spear is directly pointing over towards the British Crown, and I think people enjoyed the irony of that. We also really wanted to represent nature in the city, and Tom did a fantastic job of that. You can see the water kind of bubbling down the street. The oppressiveness, I suppose, of the environment in the city is really an issue that 3CR looks to highlight in terms of environmental issues. And Bindi's paste up around our door kind of ties in with that as well. She really wanted to represent all of the Indigenous fauna in their different ways that they've been presented over the years. And also the depictions that there used to be in the old way that people used to draw native fauna is very similar to some of the images that were presented of Aboriginal people of that time as well. So she really wanted to depict that kind of false depiction that occurred at that time. And then there's Tom's more of a landscape as well, and again that was about representing the landscape, but also representing the diversity of people, and it's just a beautiful depiction of so many different people enjoying community, doing different activities, joining together, coming together. We really wanted to represent 3CR in this place as a meeting place.